Title: When You Arrived. In Willow Bay, the sound of the waves marked the rhythm of life. People greeted each other by name in the streets, the cafes closed early, and the sunset seemed hand-painted signs. Rachel Carter had become accustomed to that slow pace since arriving in the town 2 years prior. Leaving behind the hustle and bustle of New York and the broken heart she had left in us Callis Grises, he found something resembling peace in this corner of the world. He worked in a small bookstore facing the port. The wooden shelves creaked when he walked among them, the aroma of freshly brewed cafe mixed with the smell of old books, and there was always soft music playing in the background. Rachel loved books because they had never disappointed her. Unlike people. One April afternoon, when spring was just beginning to paint the town's gardens with color, the little bell above the bookstore door rang. Rachel looked up from the counter and saw him. Tall, with an athletic build, wearing a worn leather jacket and brown hair messed up by the wind. He had a shy smile, of those that are not practiced, and blue eyes that seemed to know more than they said. "Do you have something for someone who hasn't read in years?" he asked, walking cautiously between the shelves. Rachel closed the book she was reading and stood up. What are you looking for? Love, mystery, or trips to other planets?" He smiled. "I think I'll start with love. I haven't understood it for a long time, and maybe a book will help me." Rachel laughed softly. "Anton, I have just what you need. I'm Rachel. Logan Miller," he replied, shaking his hand. Logan ended up buying a romance novel of the kind Rachel used to recommend to clients. They said they had stopped believing in love. And he returned the next day. And the next. He didn't always buy books. Sometimes he just had coffee, browsed magazines, and chatted with Rachel about everything and nothing. What Rachel didn't know was that Logan had also come to Willow Bay seeking to rebuild his life. He had been a paramedic in Boston, a job he loved but which had left him emotionally exhausted. The personal tragedy forced him to take some time and, following his sister's suggestion, he moved to the town to start over. And he found the bookstore. And he found Rachel. Weeks passed. We go months. They shared walks by the sea, impromptu dinners, and long conversations under the stars. Rachel loved how Logan listened, how he found humor even on gray days, and how he seemed to understand her without needing too many words. But it also scared her, because every time she felt her heart beginning to heal, the fear of pain returned. Logan also, he was carrying his own burden. He had loved before, he had lost, and he didn't know if he was ready to feel again. One summer night, while strolling along the deserted beach, Rachel stopped. Has it scared you to feel that everything is going too well?" she asked, looking at the dark sea. Logan nodded, silently. "I don't want to lose what we are," she added, "but I don't know if I'm ready either. Are algo más?" Logan looked at her. "What if we don't call it anything? What if we just let it happen, day by day?" She smiled. "Day by day, then." And they tried. Without haste, without labels. They became part of the other's routine. Breakfasts on Sundays, movies on Friday nights, knowing glances between shelves full of books. But the past, like the sea, always finds the way back. One morning, while Rachel was preparing the bookstore window, an elegant woman with dark glasses entered the store. She introduced herself as Clara, Logan's ex-girlfriend. She had come from Boston because he had heard that he lived there now and wanted to talk. Rachel felt her whole world tremble. Clara was beautiful, sophisticated, the type of woman who seemed to fit in the ciudad, in Logan's past life. And although he hadn't mentioned any Clara, Rachel couldn't help but feel a pang in her chest. Logan appeared that afternoon. When Rachel told him about the visita, he remained silent for a few seconds. "Our relationship ended a year ago," he finally said. "But yes, Clara was important to me. She appeared without warning because I suppose she wants to recover something that no longer exists." "And you?" Rachel asked, trying to keep her voice steady. "What do you want?" Logan looked at her with a mixture of surprise and tenderness. He approached, took her hands. "I want this. I want you. Everything with you. Even your doubts, your silences, your fears. Only, don't leave." The words hung in the air, and Rachel knew it was true. Logan didn't see her as a escape ni un reemplazo. I saw her, just as she was. That night, Logan went to see Clara and made it clear that their story was over. Clara understood with the dignity of someone who has lost something. "I woke up too late." After that, Rachel and Logan felt lighter, fear gave way to hope, and love, sometimes clumsy, sometimes intense, began to grow strongly. They spent the months. The bookstore prospered. Logan opened a small first aid school in the town, and their relationship ceased to be something they had to decipher. It was simply love. Truly. A year later, afterwards, on the same beach where they first walked together, Logan took Rachel one night under the stars. He had placed lanterns along the shore and a blanket on the sand. "Do you remember as when you told me you were afraid that everything was too perfect?" he said, taking her hand. "Yes," she smiled. "I did too. But then I understood something. It's not about everything being perfecto, it's about being with you." And he took a small velvet box from his jacket. "Rachel Carter, do you want to build a life with me? Imperfect, beautiful, and full of books and coffee?" She spun. He let out an excited laugh and threw himself into his arms. "Yes, Logan, 1,000 times yes." They kissed under the stars, while the sea whispered in the background, like a soft applause from the universe. And in Willow Bay, where, as time went slower and broken hearts found refuge, Rachel and Logan demonstrated that love doesn't always arrive when you expect it, but it's always worth it when you embrace it. End.